Hey everybody, Mike Pfeiffer with Pfeiffer Hobby Supply again. We're going to do update 63, I believe, and it's not going to be very long because all I have to show you is the fact that I've gotten all the single track on the upper level done. Not scenic or anything, of course, but it's operational. So let's get started. Okay everybody, the trains are running. Don't have everything scenic back in, of course, yet, but I do have a plan to do all of that, and let's go around and see what, we'll just recap some of it and I'll show you what I completed from the last video. Okay gang, I think in the last video I may have had this number 6 in, I'm not sure, I don't remember. But anyway, it's all in, and if I had it in, I didn't have the feeders hooked up to it. I had to add a feeder back there, and the feeders on this side were good. But I had a real loss of power past that point over there, so I added a feeder right there. And you can see that I also put in the number 6 turnout here, which now allows me to go where the GP30 is sitting there, around the oil tank, and into fish oil. That is all functioning as well. I don't have the turnouts hooked up to the DS64s yet because I'm just too lazy to go under there and wire them up. But I do have the positions available for them. And I think in the last video you saw that I had that track out and I covered cutting that track back there, the double track. But I didn't have this torn out up here. And what I did is I increased that radius. It's a 19 on each end and a 15 around that radius. And oddly enough, when I got over here, I was trying to figure out how to get from the outside over there to the inside, or basically outside here, outside to outside. And it was going to create a diagonal. Well, when I put the 19s in each end and the 15 inches in the middle of the radius, oddly enough, it came out perfect to put a single track bridge in there and met right up over here. So I was very pleasantly surprised with that. So that means there's a lot of work that I had planned on doing as far as cutting track and so forth that just happened to work out. And I was able to utilize all of that space that used to be double track and put in a much wider radius around there. And my bridge that came off of the double track over there, I have it out here and I have it cleaned, and I can narrow what it is. It's two sides of a bridge glued to a styrene bottom, and then it was just, that styrene was just glued to the underside of the unitrack. So what I'm going to do is narrow that up to that radius. I'll make a paper template and make that radius up there, and then just narrow the existing bridge that was there. And then I'll make the scenery match it. So really all of that wound up being much, much easier on top than what I had anticipated it being. And no, I haven't been drinking, but I should be. Anyways, so you can see that that now goes into the outside radius here, which takes us on the outside loops of the helix down to the bottom. And we've already covered the plan over here, and I haven't gotten to that yet, but I'm thinking about doing that next. So you might see that in the next update is how I've converted this down here. I'd like to get this scene back looking like something. So, let's see. Let me find out what else I can show you. There's a shot of my camera, and you can see that the train is pulling up the outer radius of the helix. And we'll catch it when it comes out the top of the helix. This just allows me to use the larger radius of the helix instead of using the radius that I think is just too tight on the inside all the time. Using that as basically a single track. Okay, this camera here is a little bit deceptive because the screen is facing me where I am, which is on this side of the helix. However, the camera is up about there underneath the mountain facing that wall over there. So that even though that train is going around, it's going around the loop up against that wall over there. So we'll go up here and catch it when it comes out on the top. And now you can see how it'll make its way through the single bridge and into the 19-inch radius going into the 15s. Gives it a much nicer sweep, I think. And then coming down the backside, which you've already seen. I'm hoping to build up the scenery in where I took the other track out there up somewhat, maybe the height of this or the height of that or this, so that when you're looking at it from my short stance, you don't really see the track back there. I'm going to build it up just a little bit so that track is, for the most part, invisible. Not all invisible, but try and hide it a little bit to get it out of the scene, if that makes sense. There'll be parts of it, like down here, that you won't be able to correct. Not correct. You won't be able to hide. But I don't know as I want to hide anything as far as that siding goes. What I may do, I kind of like, I don't like actually. The only thing I don't like yet is this double track where it splits back right here and goes into the urban area. But there's not much I can do with that, because I would have to be way down that way with my turnout to be able to get over to the other track to get into the track coming back for the reverse loop. And I just don't see any way that can happen. I just don't have enough straight space over there. So it's just got to be that way. But what I was thinking about doing is putting some trees along the highway there to kind of hide or view block some of that double track. I may make a little more dense trees in that area right there, and some dense trees in this area right here on the end of the scrapyard. So we'll see how that pans out. And I think I've taken a picture of the train going through the number 6 over here and around this curve, so that's not much new or anything, but it seems to be working, and it seems to be working well. I got the track cleaned up the other day, and I don't see any problems with anything. I've got good power all the way around. I had a couple places where I had some power drop, and I hadn't gone in and soldered any feeders in or soldered any rail joints or anything, but I think I have found those in taking out some of the double crossovers. Not necessarily the double crossover was a problem, but I just didn't do enough feeders in certain blocks when I did them. And changing out some of this track gave me the opportunity to rectify a lot of that, which I could have rectified by just dropping wire down and soldering it to the track and just adding a feeder. But anyway, I'm happy with it so far, and like I said, very short update, but I hope you have enjoyed it. And I guess that's about it for today. Well, everybody, that's it for today. Like I said, short video, but I just wanted to show you that everything's complete and the trains are running, so that's a good thing. I'm still thinking about what to do with the turnouts down below, whether to take the double crossovers out or not. I'm afraid if I leave them in, I'll drive off on a piece of track that no longer functions and lose a train under there or something, but we'll see how that goes. But anyway, as usual, thanks for watching.